Well, that was the student office. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Vartika Mathur, the convener of Eco Club, to introduce the club and its teachers team. Ma'am, the screen is all yours.
Thank you, Amit. Good morning, respected Reddy ma'am, Eco Club teachers, and my other faculty colleagues, and my dear students. Thank you for joining us today. I would like to start on behalf of Eco Club by extending a very warm welcome to our principal, Professor Sheila Reddy. Ma'am, Eco Club has been playing an active role in many environmental and endeavors, and in your able guidance, we hope to contribute to make our college greener and environmentally sustainable in a much, much more effective manner. I would like to now introduce Eco Club faculty members that we have here. I'm Vartika Mathur, as Amit has already introduced, and I'm teaching in Department of Zoology, and I'm the convener of Eco Club. We also have Dr. Preeti Khandelwal and Dr. Aarti Sehrawat from my own department, Department of Zoology, Dr. Pooja Gokhale Sinha of Department of Botany, and Dr. Abhishek Chandra and Dr. Robin Suyesh from Department of Environment Science. I'm sure all you students must have taken AECC classes by both Amit sir and Robin sir, and or you will be taking them in the next semester. So altogether, the six of us, ma'am, ek minute, I'll just, somebody, people are trying to get admitted. Sorry. So together, the six of us, along with our very enthusiastic team of students, have conducted various interesting events and initiatives in the past few years, such as campus bird counting, vermicomposting, tree plantation drive, and plethora of lectures and workshops by notable environmentalists. And we ourselves went to organizations such as EarNet to give lectures on vermicomposting. In 2019 and 2020, when we were stuck with the unfortunate COVID situation, our Eco Club teachers continued to go green. Dr. Abhishek gave online lectures on vermicomposting to almost 3,026 schools. An environmental short film by a team led by Dr. Robin won not one, but two highly prestigious awards, Golden Beaver Award in the first position in the out-of-box category, as well as the winner of the Best Film Festival in the Best of the Film Festival in the International Science Film Festival of India. So we will all get to watch this short film in a while. The highlight of our Eco Club 2016 has caught attention of both students and general public, which has been the Green School Initiative, or as we call it, GSI. This is a tie-up between Department of Pulmonary Medicine, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, or AIIMS, New Delhi, and our Eco Club, through which we have sensitized more than 13,000 school students about the environmental awareness. In fact, Dr. Randeep Guleria, Director AIIMS himself, has gone to many schools with us to give lectures on air pollution. So GSI is always the most popular initiative for our students, besides which we decide a few more thrust areas on which we work throughout the year. This year, along with GSI, Eco Club has identified 3 thrust areas on which the faculty and Eco Club member students will work: rainwater harvesting, building and using carbon footprint app, and vermicomposting. So students, please be part of our endeavors, and I hope you all join us by signing up for one of our initiatives of our Eco Club. Thank you very much. Amit?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to request our principal, ma'am, Professor C. Sheila Reddy, to say a few encouraging words to us and the students who would be joining the club soon.
Okay, thank you, and a very good morning to all the faculty members and the students who are associated with this very important Eco Club of Sri Venkateshwara University. I'm very happy to note that this is a collective effort of passionate teachers and dedicated students who share a vision and sensitivity towards pressing environmental concerns. And I'm also glad that you have planned this orientation on this day, that is January 30th. This happens to be the Martyrs' Day. You all know that on this day in 1948, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by Nathuram Godse. And I am reminded of his words, that is, the world has enough for everyone's needs, but not everyone's greed. So that is the basis of the concept of sustainable development and sustainable practices. So as a human being, it is time for us to self-introspect how responsible we are and how sensitive we are to the environment. You all know that the world has committed itself to 2030 agenda in the form of sustainable development goals, and India is a signatory to it. And we have taken many initiatives. The central government and the respective state governments, they are taking many initiatives in this regard to realize the 17 goals. And the most important aspect of these goals are, they are interlinked. You cannot achieve one without initiating actions towards other. So this is the multi-pronged approach which is the need of the hour. So when we talk of sustainability or sustainable development, you all know, being science students, that it is how best we are able to meet the needs of present generations without compromising the needs of future generations. That is wherein the responsibility of an individual lies towards the society. So are we mapping sustainability in our actions, in our initiatives? That is very much important when we talk about orientation regarding environment. And I'm very, very happy that you are doing such good work. You have shared so many initiatives which you have been doing, but there is a lot more to do. You can do much more also, because we have a beautiful campus. You can more initiate many things to beautify the campus and to make it more eco-sensitive and eco-friendly. In this context, I'm also happy that recently Dr. Vartika Mathur shared that the college signed an MOU with AIIMS, New Delhi, for collaborating for various health and environmental initiatives. So I definitely hope we take this forward, and through this MOU also we do many good things and sensitize the students. And I request all of you not to confine amongst yourself, but spread awareness among all the students in the college, whether they belong to other departments, be it humanities or other science departments. So as you all know, the improvement of the college lies in the collective endeavor. We cannot do anything alone. So you all add meaning, color to the Sri Venkateshwara College, and without all of you, the college has no meaning and purpose. Okay, so I request all of you to take responsibility and to be very sensitive and to do your bit, whatever you can. We all should make a difference in whatever way we can. We may not have the best resources, we may not have the best atmosphere, but at least given the situation, how we can make a difference matters a lot. So it is in this context, this Eco Club orientation assumes significance. On this occasion, I convey my best wishes to the faculty members and the entire team of this Eco Club who have come together for this orientation program. So thanks a lot for inviting me, and I once again convey my best wishes and greetings to all of you. And this is my first interaction with you after I have assumed the charge of principal on January 18, 2021. And hope we would have many such interactions and many more such initiatives, and so that our name and fame of the college rises and we become one of the leading colleges of the University of Delhi. For this, all of you are important, and we will all work together to move forward. With this, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your lovely words.
Thank you so much.
Indeed, India is a country that preaches Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. That is, the entire world is our family. So when we preach it, why not practice it? And that's
Yes.
what is the motto of our Eco Club. That's what we are working for, considering the whole environment as your family and taking care of it like it's your own. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Robin to present a report on Eco Club's previous activities and endeavors to give you a brief insight into what we have been doing so far and what our operations are. Sir?
Thank you, Amit. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, all the other faculty members and dear students. Today, I will be just showcasing all the activities that we have done in the last couple of years, highlighting like all the initiatives that Eco Club has taken under various faculty members of our college. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm here to talk about, it's my pleasure to talk about the Eco Club and the activities that we have done in the past couple of years. So I'm again starting with the team members, that faculty members who are there in the Eco Club. Dr. Vartika Mathur is our convener, and I'm Dr. Robin, who I will be presenting today, and the other faculty members include currently Dr. Pooja Gokhale Sinha, Dr. Abhishek Chandra, Dr. Preeti Khandelwal, and Dr. Aarti Shehrawat. This is our student body. It has already been they have already been introduced by the students like at the start of the meeting. So I'll just move ahead with the activities that we have been doing. So we have basically perform these five major, I will be discussing these five major activities that our Eco Club has undertaken. Green School Initiative is our flagship activity that we have been doing for the last 5 years. Then we have recently developed and started maintaining vermicomposting facilities. We have been monitoring the biodiversity of our campus for the last 4 years. And we have also performed other outreach activity to sensitize more students. I will be giving information related to that. And also outside campus, some offsite active initiatives that we have taken. So starting with the Green School Initiative, this is our Green School Initiative logo that you can see on the screen. So this Green School Initiative came into existence, and it was basically conceived by Dr. Vartika Mathur in 2016. It was a part of our international conference that we organized in the year 2017. And till now, it has been a very successful initiative, and total number of students that have benefited all over the city in our Delhi has been almost 14,000. If we calculate all the number of schools where we have visited and where we have, interacted with students and sensitized them with, giving them message related to the environment. So it has almost reached 14,000 till date. In the past 2 years, this Dr. Vartika Mathur and Dr. Pooja has been coordinating various GSI activities. Obviously, last year was a very different kind of year. Like we all know that we were not able to do a lot of work, but still in the last couple of years, we have taken GSI activities into 4 schools, which is Navyug School, then there is SPM Senior Secondary School, Government Girls School, and Holy Convent School, where total number of almost 500 students had an interaction, and they benefited from gaining knowledge about the sensitization towards the environment. And also, as Dr. Vartika Mathur have already mentioned, this is we also have a collaborating institute, which is Department of Pulmonary Medicine and Sleep Disorders, AIMS New Delhi, and where the Professor Randeep Guleria who is the director of AIMS currently. He is also very keen and actively involved in this particular project. And along with that, Dr. Pawan Tiwari is also there, who is also from Department of Pulmonary Medicine and Sleep Disorders, who is participating in Green School activities along with us. So this is some of the snapshots of the activities that we did in 2019-20. So this is another of our activity which we have initiated in our campus, which is being coordinated by Dr. Aarti Shehrawat, and Dr. Shivadhar Mishra was a principal scientist from agronomy department of IARI, came and guided us, about initiating this vermicomposting facility in our college campus. So many college students are actively participating in maintaining this vermicomposting facility. We can. This is some of the photographs of the students being involved in, and we are generating some good quality compost in our campus using these techniques. So this is another activity that we do, and we have been doing for the last 4-5 years, which is initially we started with campus bird survey. Then we are also trying to identify and monitor butterflies and dragonflies which could be there in our campus. So this is something that we achieved in the last 5 years. We have identified almost 47 species of birds from our campus, and this is a display which you will see in the college canteen if you visit that place. This is also, we have developed this as in the form of booklet, where you can easily get access to it, and for each birds we have a page like this, and we also initiated this dragonfly survey in our college, which was coordinated by Dr. Abhishek Chandra, and Mr. Ishtiaq Ahmed from Asola Bhatti Wildlife Sanctuary. He's also an education officer there, who has been guiding us how to identify dragonflies in the campus. So many students actively participated in this event. This is a photograph from 21st of August 2019, where we were trying to identify dragonflies in the campus. Another workshop that we do is of butterflies. We also have a lot of butterfly diversity in our campus, and again, same like Dr. Ishtiaq Ahmed also coordinated with us in helping in identification and spreading knowledge about butterflies, and which was also coordinated by Dr. Abhishek Chandra. And again, it was this is a snapshot of the event that happened in 2019. This is since we were not able to do anything in physical, so we had a webinar which was organized last year. This time Mr. Abhishek Gulsan, who's also an educator in BNHS, helped us understand butterflies, and we had an interesting session on last year in September, where this is an image which where Mr. Abhishek Gulshan presented the webinar. We, along with that, along with these activities, we also have we also invite lectures from experts from various fields. So Mr. Romitson was invited in September 26, 2020, where he also talked about how they talked about importance of water resources and how hydrological cycles is being affected because of the current environmental issues which the world is facing. So he was basically trying to educate us and give us information about all the how important is that we take steps and conserve water. Then we have also been involved in giving other outreach activities, which is from educating faculty members have been involved in spreading awareness related to environment. Dr. Abhishek Chandra and Dr. Vartika Mathur coordinated a vermicomposting training and talk where many beneficiaries were involved and who learned about how to perform these vermicomposting activities. So it was done in December 2019. Then we had this web lecture which Dr. Abhishek Chandra gave, which was also in collaboration with Ministry of Electronics and IT, where more than 3,000 schools were the beneficiaries from the information which he passed down to practice vermicomposting. Then Dr. Vartika Mathur also gave a talk in DPS RK Puram related to how we have to like celebrating Green Diwali and what is the significance of having, you know, these like, you know, what we can do to, you know, make Diwali more eco-friendly. So that was the message which he wanted to give when like while talking to students there. This was me who was basically trying to talk about how we can avoid man-animal conflicts and how we can preserve wild species and ensure maximum social participation, because mostly we lack awareness related to, you know, human interaction and wildlife interaction is not something which is taken very positively. Man and humans are always in conflict. So that was the message which I wanted to give in this. And yeah, so this is our offsite initiative, which basically was outside our college campus, where we where actually this there is a small history that we were actually trying to work in that area, trying to study amphibians from Aravali's like Aravali range in Gurgaon and Delhi border. So we actually found that our study site was you know, not in a very good shape. So students undertook that initiative. I had 8 project students who basically undertook this initiative to you know, restore that water body. So these are some of the pictures which you can see that how students have done like taken effortlessly the work of cleaning the water body. And you know, you can also see a water body which is in a which has become cleaner, and you can see it's clean after all the efforts which students basically they actually actively worked for almost 2 months to restore the water body. So interestingly, one of my students was also actively filming this activity, and he decided like he directed this short film, Croaking Frogs, which was you know, which became the, you know, one of the most talked about environmental film of the last year, and it managed to win 2 major awards, which is was the Golden Beaver Award at the 10th National Science Film Festival in out of the box category, then also Best of the Festival Award at International Science Film Festival of India. And also it was acknowledged by Mr. Prakash Jha, who is a renowned Bollywood filmmaker in like films for the Films for Change category. This is an article which like Hindu carried highlighting the award that students from Venkateshwara College have won. And I would like to conclude by playing this short film, which is about 10 minutes in duration. Yeah.
Just I would like to intervene. I need to go for another event because the Department of Political Science is organizing a lecture on Markets Day. So thank you, Dr. Robin, for sharing that, and all the very best. And you carry on with the program. Thank you.
Ma'am, is it possible just if you can wait for 1 minute? Amit, Robin, could you please stop sharing the slides so we can take a picture with ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. In the meantime, I would request everybody to turn on their cameras as many possible.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, just a minute, ma'am. We'll just wait for a few more people to turn on their camera. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'll begin with the presentation. I'll just share the screen.
In our ecosystem, all organisms are interdependent. Either it's the king of the jungle or a tiny red mite. In nature, all mortals have a part to play. The blocks of our ecosystem are stacked in such a way that if one of them vanishes, the mighty structure fails. The tremors are felt at the top to those who salvage this system, support this system, and are also a slave to this system, the humans. And they fail.
When we started this idea of understanding the amphibians of NCR, we wanted to see how many species we have in this particular city. That is why we decided to find at least one good place where we can actually find all of these frogs together, because amphibians have a very limited sort of requirement. They want a clean water body in a, with some good patches of vegetation around it and some terrestrial space where they can move around, for their activities.
Our field site was in the interior of the entire Aravali, that patch, and we had to walk for about 2 kilometers, more than that, to reach our field site where we had a big pond. We did find frogs, but there was a lot of trash. We are anticipating that we cannot work with all of that trash around, so we have to collect it and we have to get rid of that.
Amphibians were the first vertebrates to colonize land, even before the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were the biggest beasts ever to storm the earth, but it were the tiniest frogs that survived the extinction and filled the ecological crater. The frogs have proved that they aren't soft creatures, but it is only now that they are dying so quickly. Frogs and toads live on land as well as on water, but the man-driven world has become so bad, they wish they could fly away.
We've been able to hear calling males of Eucalyptus, which have been in that huge pond in our field site, and they have been the only ones calling so far. We've also spotted bullfrog, but they're not in their breeding form.
Now we are trying to understand whatever diversity we have in this park. We are pretty sure that we actually have 8 species of amphibians in this park. We have 2 species of toads, we have 6 species of frogs.
Today, on our way back, we heard the call of a rather inconspicuous frog, which we were not really expecting. The burrowing frog. Very exciting.
The burrowing frog, whose numbers are quite limited. I mean, they actually are a species which are widely distributed, but they have always been very elusive.
All that is born must die, and all that is dead is food. The eagle might fly high, but one day it will fall back on earth, where it will be taken apart and put back into the ecosystem, feather by feather, nail by nail.
One of the most important things is they are one of the biggest pest controllers. We all have problems of so many insect pests all around us, and they are one of the most important part of the food chain, which supports higher animals like birds and also consume lower animals like insects, which also and keeps their population on check. So we also need amphibians in large numbers.
The frogs are a very sound note in the ecological symphony. But now, the music is turning ugly. There are over 5,000 species of frogs throughout the world, and over a third of those are endangered.
Even any normal person, if you talk to who lives in Delhi, they can easily tell you that they used to see frogs maybe a few years back, and now they don't see them. All the habitats here, if you go to, whether you go to South Ridge, Central Ridge, North Ridge, any protected area also, most of these water bodies are highly polluted, and they can't sustain sensitive animals like amphibians. Presence of frogs always gives us a primary idea what kind of conditions the water body has. I just want to cite an example of Sanjay One, which is also an area which has faced a lot of restoration, which can possibly tell us how sensitive. Because if you go and look at that site, it is an ideal habitat for amphibians, but still we don't find them. The reason is very simple: the water quality is not adequate for amphibian survival in that particular area.
Humans alter and destroy the amphibian habitat by logging forests, draining swamps, and covering streams with no room to spare. A frog could expect to live out its amphibian life in peace around a green agricultural field. But humans are creative creatures, and they very easily find uglier ways to kill and harm their ecosystem.
जैसे मेढकी में दवाई पड़ी तो वो देखो चाचा नहीं पहले फूलती है, हाँ पहले फूलती है और उसके बाद फिर वो मर जाती है ना। हाँ तो वो और त्वचा खराब हो जाती है ऊपर के। और बहुत ही तो ऐसी है कि नहीं कि दवा पड़ी और मात्रा भर नहीं पड़ पाई तो कहो अधभंग हो जाए।
Excessive use of pesticides destroys biodiversity. Each pesticide class comes with a specific set of environmental concerns. Amphibians have permeable skin that is highly absorbent, making them extremely susceptible to pollutants and pesticides.
और मरीहे सब और मरीहे का क्योंकि आप पूरे खाद भरे तो पानी में दवाई पड़ी, हाँ तो उसका मरना तो है ही। कीटनाशक है, फोरेट है, फोरेट डाल दे तो घास जल जाती। और वैसे मेढकी जो है आदमी के लिए नुकसानदायक नहीं ना, मगर अब मजबूरी जैसे कि है खेत में या दवा जैसे खेत में है तो मरीहे तो है ही मेढकी भाई।
So today was really exciting. We found this a bunch of juvenile rat snakes, and what happened was we were cleaning the pond as usual, and there was this large piece of plastic. I guess that was a part of some effigy that was submerged in the water, and so when we were trying to push it all, and we saw a trace of some snake. So our professor asked us to back out, and he went in himself, and we all pulled it. It was heavy to pull because there was mud on it, and then we pulled it, and then there were at least 10 snakes that just rushed out of that small space and then went all over the pond, which is an amazing thing because it indicates that the food chain is intact. It's in place. There's predator, there's prey, and it eventually translates into the health of an ecosystem, and that's a really good news.
This site may not have been ideal habitat for amphibians, but they have come back here because the area has been restored. Because you can all understand where I'm sitting right now was a mining site at some point of time. But after more than 10 years of efforts of restoration in this particular area, we could possibly see many of these amphibians are living in this particular area, probably because the habitat has been restored for this particular amphibians who might have been struggling to survive some time back when this activity was happening. But right now you can see them in large numbers. So this is one good indicator, right? If we try to restore or maintain the habitat, we might actually see amphibians coming back.
Today it rained heavily, and there was a huge chorus at the first point. When we went there, we saw the burrowing frog. They were all calling by the side of the pond. Huge number, and wow.
A croak is the low, hoarse sound a frog makes. A croak is also another verb for death. So if you happen to find a frog near you, listen closely. It just might be croaking.
Excellent film, Robin.
बहुत अच्छी है, मैंने पहले नहीं देखी थी. इट्स वेरी गुड.
हाँ, एक्चुअली बहुत
सही में.
अच्छी थी. हाँ.
वॉइस ओवर कितना अच्छा है उस बच्चे का.
हाँ, बहुत मेहनत.
इट्स वेरी, हाँ, लाइक बहुत अच्छे से किया है. डिक्शन भी बहुत अच्छा है.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. So with this, we conclude our orientation session 2021. We would like to extend our sincere thanks to Professor C. Sheila Reddy, Principal Shri Venkateshwara College, for sparing time. Um, my dog is disturbing.
Some frogs are there in the background.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we would like to extend our thanks to Principal Ma'am for sparing time from a busy schedule to be with us and gracing this wonderful occasion. I also extend my thanks to our teachers who have helped us and guided us in every step and led us into organizing such a great show. Thank you so much, teachers. We are really grateful to you. And any session or any event that is conducted is successful only because it has good audience. And I'm very grateful to all the audience who have shown interest in becoming an eco warrior, a member of the eco club. So that is really great. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, I would like to thank my team of cabinet members, the office bearers. Without their unending support and coordination, this event would not have been possible. Thank you so much, guys, for being there. Um, Now that we have already taken a screenshot, so the event is over, I would request all the student participants to please stay back for student-student interaction. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would also like to thank my colleagues who have, other than the Eco Club teachers. I see a lot of them who are witnessing this orientation program, as well as some special outside guests at whom I had invited. So thank you so much for being here, sir and ma'am, everybody, and of course, our dear principal, ma'am. So thank you, and let's conclude this event. I think the student body can take up the questions, and so for us, we can log off, all of us, and students can remain back for the orientation. They will, Amit, maybe you can introduce them to various initiatives, our thrust areas, the
Yes,
four
ma'am.
areas that we have. And if they have any questions, please take them up for us. And as well as please ask them to sign up for the each of the trust areas, whichever they like.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you. Yeah.
अमित मेरे लॉग ऑफ करने से बंद तो नहीं हो जाएगा?
मैम रिकॉर्डिंग बंद हो जाएगी और न्यू स्टूडेंट्स नहीं ऐड हो पाएंगे.
So let me just, I'll keep this on. One of my devices will be on, and I'm leaving the event.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, guys. Now I request all the office bearers to turn on their cameras, and let's start the real conversation. Okay. So I would like to inform all the students over here um, about our project, thrust projects. Basically, we have 4 of these thrust projects. So the first thrust project is rainwater harvesting. Then we have carbon footprinting, vermicomposting, and green school initiative. So we have student heads for all of these thrust areas, and I would like to invite them here and give you a brief insight into what it is and what the student role is, basically what is expected out of students from a perspective of a student. So the first project is rainwater harvesting. So I would like to invite Milind on the virtual dais to give a brief description of the project.
Thank you so much, Amit, for the lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Milind Lahiri, and I will be with you all in the rainwater harvesting project, which is one of the 4 main thrust areas of our Eco Club. Most of us know what rainwater harvesting is, but just a quick recap of the process. It is the collection, filtration, and storage of rainwater than to allow it to run off and use it for future purposes. As many of you know that a new building in the college campus is a green building, and we are preparing to be equipped with many facilities like solar panels, water reuse mechanisms, LED lights, etc. Similarly, rainwater harvesting is one of them. Since water in our college comes from bore wells, we create a lot of pressure on the water table. In a single day, our college uses as much as 1,000 households averagely in one day. This will not only be a pocket-friendly endeavor, but also eco-friendly, as we will be able to relieve the water table. Since Delhi is an arid zone 4 area, every drop is precious. It is one lucrative project that will help our world sustain in the long run. Not only rainwater harvesting can be done in commercial buildings or schools and colleges, it can also be done in our own homes. Though it is one of the things which we'll be learning in the coming time, we would now be liking to start the system in our college. Though it is under construction right now, we are excited that soon it will be a functional and working system, and we are the ones who will help it run and contribute, though a little, but in the right direction. So if you feel you want to be a part of this noble cause, please fill in your name in the recruitment form that will be provided to you at the end of the session. Thank you and hope to see you in the team. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask me, or else I would request Dipanshu to take over the virtual podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Milind. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Dipanshu.
So, hello everyone. Under the Envisions of Eco Club, we have another thrust
Are there
area
any
that is.
questions?
If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat box, which would be answered later after the
Thank you. Dipanshu, I would request
session.
you to please take over the virtual podium.
Thank you, Milind. So, hello everyone. Under the Envisions of Eco Club, we have another thrust area that is carbon footprint under Dr. Pooja Gokhale Sinha from Department of Botany, and I am Dipanshu Chaturvedi as student head for this project. We all are witnessing that over the past few decades,
I
there
think
has
there is
been.
a question in the chat box. Amit, if you would please read it out.
Sure, Milan. I would read it out. Okay, so just a minute. Fine. Yeah, Shubh Gupta says, what exactly would we be doing as a part of the water harvesting project?
Pardon, I couldn't hear. Please, can you please repeat?
Acha, okay, I am saying Shubh Gupta and Tanish and Tisha Gupta have the same question. What would be the role of students in the rainwater harvesting project?
Okay. So, as students, when the college opens, hopefully in this semester only, and once the construction is complete, we will have to regularly go and check whether the filters are working properly. If there is anything that is, which has been accumulated in the filters, if possible, we have to clean, or if it is something, which is in a place that we cannot reach, we'll have to ask the respective um, authorized people to go and see and do the necessary job. We'll also have to ensure that there is no leakage. Sometimes we have to go around the buildings and see.
And besides that,
Am
because
I audible?
we would be practicing it in our college, we would also go in for giving workshops and trainings to other educational institutions like we've been doing with vermicomposting. So basically, it's like learn and teach. Man, take over.
Yes, thank you, Amit. So I was discussing the thrust area which we have carbon footprint under Eco Club's envisions. So to deal and combat with the problems which we are facing with increasing climate change and pollution levels, successful mitigation of climate change needs a drastic and sustained reduction in global atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations. Calculation of individual carbon footprint is the first step towards combating climate change, as it leads to identify and scrutinize major contributing practices for which corresponding mitigation strategies can be designed. Major carbon contributors include the greenhouse emissions, electricity consumption, deforestation, and wood associated products which we use, transportation and fuel, bore wells and water, even sending a mail. This contributes to individual carbon footprint. There is a lot more, which we'll discuss when you get into this project. So, talking about the project, our prime objective is to conduct a successful survey to calculate emission profiles of general people and specifically people from our college, including everyone from teaching staff, non teaching staff, the students, and whosoever is connected to college based on various parameters via questionnaire based on their usage and consumption of a particular field. It's a huge project which will run in full swing in association with NAC, that is National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Our major goal would be to create a dedicated application for the venture with help from students from electronics and statistics department, as they are equipped with knowledge to innovate an application, or we would love to have students who know to build an application for the project. Inducing and creating awareness about sustainability and its need to reduce individual carbon footprint. Last but not least is the choice and option of post-survey based research on the same. Being an eco club itself will make you ponder on how and what can you do to be more eco-conscious. We would need a dynamic, diverse group of 10 to 12 students at most. We have a cap in this project, for which you can refer the recruitment form, which would be posted later at the end of the session. If you have any questions related to this project, you can put it up in the chat box. We'll take it later. Now I would like to hand over. Yes, Amit.
Sir, can you please repeat the last line? I can't hear you.
Yeah, turn on your cameras and then you can ask. It's a student thing now, so you can turn on your cameras and ask.
Last thing I said was we would need a dynamic, diverse group of 10 to 12 students at most. For you can refer the recruitment form, which would be posted later at the end of the session. That we have a cap here for this project.
Okay, thank you.
And there's one more question in the chat box. Please explain team members.
Yes, the role of team members would be first helping to circulate the survey, which we will have. Okay, it reaches to each and every person concerning college and overall for general public. Second would be about researching whether it is about carbon footprinting and its analysis. Application, when we get the application made, there would be we will receive the responses in form of numerals, or then we will need to make it in a tabulated form using Excel to calculate individual carbon footprint, and there is a thorough analysis of that. It would go for around 2 to 3 months, the survey. Then we have the analysis. Then there is the research paper. If you are keen and good at writing, you can get into the research, that is post-survey research. I think that solves the purpose, Tisha.
Yeah.
So now I would like to hand over the virtual dais to Akanksha, student head of vermicomposting project.
Thank you, Dipanshu. That was very interesting. Good morning, everyone. I'm here. I'll be presenting one of the major thrusts we are having this year, which is vermicomposting. As all of you know, it's a method of converting organic waste, domestic waste, into a compost which is rich in micronutrients and macronutrients. The organic waste it includes leftover food, fruits, vegetable, and any other domestic waste. And with the help of earthworms and other microorganisms, the organic waste breaks down into stable, non-toxic material, and this breakdown organic waste is known as vermicompost or casting. So there are a lot of benefits of making and turning organic waste into vermicompost. Number one is it will be rich in other it will be rich in a lot of nutrients. When we use it in soil, it will improve the soil structure and increase the water holding capacity of the soil. But most importantly, the usage of this compost will reduce the use of chemical fertilizers, which is the major point of making and studying vermicomposting. Coming to the steps, and there are a few steps which we include in making vermicompost, and that is what we will be doing when the college opens. We'll divide students in each trust, and what we will be doing is we'll collect the organic waste as much as possible. And they actually previously students have worked on vermicomposting, and now we have our own vermicompost unit in botanical garden, which is currently being managed by botanical garden staff. And previously our college has organized workshops for students, as you can see in the pictures, students working in the botanical garden. In addition to that, we had a workshop at Indian Agriculture Research Institute as well. Their students were provided with training of vermicomposting along with various components of the whole process. And I think it's always better to be in touch with professionals, because they'll provide you with a lot of information and insider knowledge about the whole procedure. Then you expand your knowledge and recycling efforts into the project. And the main motive is to let you understand the procedure and the importance of using organic waste, so that you can invest some time in making our surrounding a little more eco-friendly. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Wait for a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's all about vermicomposting. If you have any doubts, you can put in the chat box. And the main thing what we'll be doing is, as soon as the college opens, we can start working physically on this. We already have a unit. What we have to do is we'll collect the whole thing. We'll be making the bed for the vermicomposting, and each of the students can work daily to, you know,
Melinda, are you facing some network issues?
I think he is back, but he's not able to move his presentation.
I think it's visible again.
Yeah, it's visible now.
There is a lag from his side, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so Akansha has finished with her vermicomposting part, right? Okay. So, Himanshu, you can continue now.
Thank you, Amit. So, first of all, good morning to everyone and all present here. I'm Himanshu Gautam, the General Secretary of Eco Club and the head of GSI Thrust Area, one of the main thrust areas of Eco Club. I know many of you won't be knowing much about GSI, but don't you worry, I got you covered. So basically, GSI stands for Green School Initiative, which is an event conducted by the Eco Club of SVC in collaboration with the Department of Pulmonary Medicine and Sleep Disorder AIMS. In GSI, we look out for schools who are willing to participate in such events which aim towards the spread of general awareness about ongoing pollution and various other environmental concerns at a young learning age in students. The event is often supplemented with a talk or lecture delivered by a doctor or a health professional from AIMS, covering all the possible doubt areas a student can have keeping the topic in mind. Furthermore, to make the event even more engaging, we usually incorporate activities such as photography competitions, poster making competitions, or at times an interactive quiz is also conducted. So, till now, you must have got an idea about what GSI is all about. Let's now discuss what we have to do being a GSI volunteer. First and foremost, we have to search for schools who are willing to participate in such events and tell them briefly about what GSI is all about. If the response is positive, then we can or we have to plan out activities which will be conducted, such as competitions or quiz. If we are planning to incorporate a quiz, then a questionnaire has to be prepared beforehand and a quiz master is also assigned. During offline mode, when things were normal, we also had volunteers who were good in photography and video making skills, and they helped us in documenting the whole event. Since now most of the things are online, so if you join GSI, one of you will get this responsibility also to document the whole event. Being a GSI volunteer, I myself got an opportunity to interact with such yet brilliant minds, and the best part was to promote learning with some fun. If you are willing to be a part of GSI, get ready for a fun learning experience. Till now, we have almost covered more than 15 schools and about more than 13,000 students. Even the director of AIMS, that is Rindeep Guleria, were a part of this GSI event. So that's all for GSI. If you have any queries, you can ask. Or else, the screen is all yours, Amit.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. Um, just a minute.
Amit, there is a question. Can we join more than one team?
Uh, Yes, you can, but the thing is that we would like you to be associated more with any one project. If we have, if we need some help in some other project, yes, you can join there. For instance, if you're a part of GSI, so we might not go to one school every day. So in the meantime, for instance, you can help with the vermicomposting or maybe the rainwater harvesting, something like that. So, but you have to be associated more with just one project. So we're looking out for dedicated volunteers, basically.
See, in GSI, more things will be online based rather than offline.
Yeah.
We just have to reach out for schools and contact them.
Yes, and like we will make teams depending on compatibility between the students. Maybe students from one department can form one team, and the students from other department can form another, and they can coordinate among themselves. So one of them would be the content creator, one of them would be the quiz master, one of them would be like you know he would be into logistics and stuff like that. And so one team would cover one school, the next time another team would cover, so it would go like that. Yes, you have to join one of these three thrust projects. If you want to be a part of Eco Club, or there are two other openings also. Basically, we need people for research. We need people for designing. We would also like to have people for the sponsorships and funding. So if you're interested into that, you can join us. Basically, no. We feel that earth forms are squishy, but they're cool. Basically they're helping you out, and it's a fun thing. It's a thrilling experience. And I mean, for us, because I am from science, so I have worked with a lot of animals. Like, you won't believe, I have worked with fish, and earthworm is like a tiny thing. Okay, it doesn't move that much, but a fish stinks. It moves, and it might even like sting you because it has sharp fins. The fish that we were working with, so it was this thing, Asian catfish, and so that has good spines, and so it's not that bad. I mean, you'll really enjoy working with it, and it's like earthworms are just one time thing. You just have to put them in the pit. The rest of the work includes basically checking out for like the moisture content maybe, and you have to see if there is any damage to it. You just have to turn it once or twice, and stuff like that. Okay, are there any other questions? Like, instead of typing it on the chat box, you can turn on your cameras and your mic, and then you can ask it directly if you want.
Amit, Tisha is asking, is this club more relatable and helpful for non-science students?
Of course. I mean, environment is something that affects everybody, so it is there. And basically, I just said work about my experience of working with animals, but there are a lot of people who are not from science and they're still working with the club. Basically, I mean, you don't need to be a science student to specifically go and interact with kids, or work with earthworms, or for that matter, work in any survey or something like that. But like certain projects as carbon printing, it has certain special needs. Basically, we need people good in stats, maths, and app development. So that thing is separate. But other projects are very general. Like, any layman can also participate. You just have to have like environmental awareness a little bit. Even if you don't have, say, if you're preparing a quiz, you can learn whatever stuff that you have to ask, and then you can ask it to the students and you can present it there.
There is one more question from Shraddha Jain. Do we have any field work like sir have shown in the short film?
Yes, we do sometimes have field work. For instance, so many of the volunteers from vermicomposting, they go to offsites, and like they have conducted workshops of their own of how to start a vermicomposting. And besides that, you can always contact Robin sir if he has any project that is also conducted under the aegis of Eco Club. We also have bird count. So we have there's this eBird India app that we are associated with. One of our alumnus, Miss Misha Bansal, she's a part of it. And so what we do is basically we just look out for birds, and for that you have to have a little knowledge of birds. You can read about them. Once you read about them, you have to just count the number of birds at what time you saw that in our college, and you just have to put it in the app, and the company uses the data to generate the health status of the college, to evaluate it basically. We are actually, we have incorporated ourselves as a society, but we just call it Eco Club now that it is more official. We were an official society few years back, but for some reasons uh, we got dissolved, and now we have started up again. So we've been doing that since I came to the college, like when I was in my first year. And now that we've come up to a stage where we want to really take it forward, like in the full swing, so that's why we have a proper orientation session this time. And we would really like all of you to come and
Amit,
join us.
now we can tell them about our
Yeah, yeah. But before that, I would request you all to follow on our, even if you might not want to be a part of the club, but there's no harm in knowing what all we have been doing. We've been doing really great things. So I would like you all to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And if you have any queries, you can always contact us there.
Amit, I think your mic is not working properly.
Okay. So I just said that you don't have to be necessarily uh, you know equipped with all the knowledge of environment. Just the basic stuff is what you need. We have a lot of interesting projects, and once you follow us on our social media handles, you'll get to know a lot more about all of our different projects. And so it's going to be a fun experience. So I would request you all to join the club. The Panshu would now tell you about the recruitment process.
Yes, thank you, Amit. So, after you follow our social media handles, we will just post the feedback form and the recruitment form in the chat box. So, in the recruitment form, you will go through. There are few general basic questions which you need to answer, and out of the four thrust areas which we have talked about, you can choose one as your major project in which you want to contribute in. And there are three teams apart from the thrust areas where you can showcase your other skills if you have any. One is the content and research team, which will work on researching and creating content for our social media handles, for report writing and all. Second is media and PR, like managing our social media handles and some bringing out some outreach resource persons for the same. And the third we have is graphic designing. The ones who are good in graphics want to create posters, can make videos, quizzes and all. So there are three teams. Apart from those four thrust projects, you can choose any of the teams you want to be part of. It is not necessary, but if you do it, so yeah, you will get to know more. And if you have any resource person or contacts for, if you can bring any kind of sponsors, like sponsorship for Eco Club, it would be great. So we have a different team for that. That is the treasury team led by Melinda Lahiri. He is the treasurer of Eco Club. So yes, looking at the form, you will get to know about the form. Apart from the form, we have taken one more step into consideration this year to maintain and foster transparency in the society, along with increasing coordination and interaction amongst all of us. We have decided to maintain attendance come work come appraisals record in the form of a spreadsheet. This will also decide your eligibility criteria to get the certificate at the end of the semester or year from whatsoever project or team you choose to be a part of. Your respective project heads will maintain it. So if you get into Eco Club, we believe that we all will be an integral part of this family, and your ideas, solutions, grievances needs to be addressed. We are the future. Your ideas are going to help us as an organization, as a club, to maintain certainty and diversity, be it in Eco Club or in the outer world. So waiting for your responses. Thank you all.
Excuse me.
Yes, Shraddha.
Bhaiya, I want to ask that whether we have any outreach for the such wildlife conservation acts and all, for which we have field work in the forests nearby Delhi.
See, last year, like Robin sir presented to you in the presentation, that we have outreach and off-site programs. That is, as Amit also mentioned about bird count, working with amphibians, like that was a Robin sir's project. So we used to go, but not everyone, the ones who are interested, you can talk to the concerned teacher, like Robin sir and Abhishek sir have programs. So when you get in touch with them, they take up few students and you can be a part of it there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Tisha says, I'm interested in forming questionnaires but not good at designing posters. So I need your suggestion if I could go for graphic designing or not. You can go into content and research, like creating questionnaires
Yeah.
comes under content and research.
Yeah. In fact, you can also join GSI and you can be our
Hmm,
quiz master. If not the quiz master, like if you're not into public speaking, you can at least prepare the questions, and that would be great if you do.
And for carbon footprint, there is a cap for 10 to 12 students. So we need dedicated students for making app and those who are good at Excel as well. So keeping that in mind, you can choose your choices accordingly. So I'll just post the feedback form and the recruitment form in the chat box if there are no other questions.
Hi.
Yes, Gargi.
Why there is no information of your thrust projects in the Instagram profile?
Yes. This is the first time that we have had an office dedicated to Eco Club. Earlier, it was all going on, but we couldn't just post it on Instagram as we didn't had proper team to do that. We have had reports and DBT reports, annual Eco Club reports, which go
Yeah.
into college, but we haven't posted anything on Instagram. But soon, this time, we have geared up in full swing, so we will start posting about them as well.
But
Because
I
उधर
guess
मैं find out
we
कि
have.
eco club है college में.
हाँ.
Last I don't know that eco club भी है कहीं.
Yeah, we understand. We need good outreach. So it would be
Hmm.
great if any of you are good in outreach and social media, so you can join us in those teams. Basically, we do have information about vermicomposting on the group, on our social media, especially Instagram. And I think we also have something about Green School Initiative also. We would be updating others soon. So basically, rainwater harvesting hasn't started as of yet, and the carbon footprint
Yes.
project, so we would be updating that soon.
No, I understand.
So as some of you were saying, what kind of content and quiz we conduct in school. So I have a presentation, like I can just give you a quick sneak peek into it. So yeah, we have like पहले तो we ask them like proper questions. Okay, some of them are picture based questions. Okay, some of them are MCQs that we ask them, like direct questions. Just one minute. Yeah. So like we have MCQs for them. So this was the quiz that I conducted at DPS Puram. So it was for like small kids, primary classes kids. And so I asked them these questions, and then like sometimes we that's why we need content creators. So we also come up with innovative questions, like Pictionary and stuff like that. So like ozone, it's like air pollution and afforestation, stuff like that. So like you have to be creative. So that's why we need as many creative people also, if we can get
See, in GSI, our main aim is to create a sense of journal awareness among students.
students.
So
Exactly.
basically, we have to make an interactive session so that
Yeah.
they also don't feel bored.
Yeah, exactly. And so like we also take some chocolates and like some small goodies. So all those kids who give correct answers, we give it to them and they're quite happy. So they're happy and they're learning. I mean, if you go to any of these schools, it would be such a wonderful experience and you would want to go back there again. Like it's that good.
Even on online mode, it's fun.
Yeah, even in online mode, it's fun.
And with this, I also recall that last time I went to DPS Puram, and we uh, got bookmarks, self-made bookmarks for students, and they was like
Bookmarks.
juggling, juggling among
Yeah.
themselves. मेरे को ये चाहिए, मेरे को वही वाला चाहिए. I want Slytherin. I want this. So
Yeah,
yes,
I remember. Yeah. In fact, even Mansi and Vishal from zoology, they were making all these bookmarks out of reusable material. So like they were taking old newspaper strips, handmade sheets, and then they were trying to make it as interactive as possible, innovative as possible.
Students from primary sections are more enthusiastic towards such activities rather than
Yeah.
higher students.
Yeah, I remember I went to DBS, so वहाँ पे they're like small kids, okay, and they're very proactive. And so one of these kids was like, नहीं मुझे सब आता है, मुझे सब आता है. And like every time he was raising his hand, and his teacher was like, no, you've got a chocolate once, now you put your hand down, and like he was so sad about it. So I gave him a chocolate, like out of ऐसे ही अच्छा लगा मुझे उसको देख के. So I gave him a chocolate. So like it's like that. I mean, you would really enjoy. And in fact, even like vermicomposting project is like cool. It's really cool because I remember when I learned it in college. So I tried the same at my home also, and it works really well. I have a lot of plants, and I could make vermicompost for all of them. And in fact, the excess that we make in the college, we also sell it. So like it can also help you to develop some marketing strategies for us, and it would give you a good exposure if you're able to bring in interested people who would love to buy and develop a contract on bond basis with us.
Amit, we have a question.
Yeah.
Is recruitment based on application forms?
Yes, it is based. I mean, we would look out for your responses, and then we would screen you all accordingly. So it also depends on your interest because we have separate categories. So if you are interested in it, we would. And but the strictest scrutiny would be for the carbon footprint project because as it is, we need very few people and it is highly specialized. So we would only consider people who are good in data handling, mathematics, and app development. So if you're interested and like you know that you would be able to do it, so you can apply there. Otherwise, we have the other three projects which are also totally cool and amazing.
If they don't have any other questions, we can ask them to switch on their camera and take a picture.
Yeah, sure. And in case if you guys have any doubts, we have given you our social media handles, so you can contact us there also anytime. You can write to us. You might even have our contact numbers, so you can take it. You can contact us from there also if you like. Are professors active members of the club, or we outreach them during a specific? Yes, professors are active members. There is a faculty member assigned to each project, and they take care of it. And they like if it's GSI, so it's the teachers who do the talking to different schools. So they take in the official permissions and then they do all the talking, and then we have to organize the event. Similarly, for vermicomposting, also, if there is any opportunity, Aarti ma'am is the coordinator, so she coordinates with different institutions, and then we do it. And for rainwater harvesting, also, Suyesh is the coordinator. So once we start it, he would be coordinating the activities. Besides that, we have other teachers who are there to guide us.
And the recruitment form is also there in the chat box. So we would urge you all to fill the form as well as help us share the form. Send it in your groups,
Yeah.
your G groups, your class groups, or if you are part of any other society, you can put it up there as well.
And you can also find the recording of our orientation session on Vartika Ma'am's YouTube channel. It would be uploaded shortly. So if any of your friends were not able to attend the session, you can send them the link, and if they are interested, they can also join us. Okay, so now that there are no more questions coming up, I would request you all to just turn on your cameras for a while because we have to present it in our report. I would just quickly take a snapshot.
1 second, Amit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. एक स्क्रीन पे अभी भी बहुत सारे लोगों ने नहीं ऑन किया हुआ है. Like at least I need 4 or 5 more people to turn on their cameras so that the screen looks full. Okay, great.
अमित मैं करूँ turn on?
Yes, ma'am. आप भी कर लो.
Am I allowed?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. मैम इतनी देर से आप अमंग अस थे.
अरे
हाँ,
क्या
पता ही नहीं था.
एडमिट करना था ना, तुमने तो बोला था बैठ के एडमिट करो.
Yes, ma'am.
देखो एक्टिव फैकल्टी तो ये होती है, बेचारी गेट कीपर बनी हुई थी.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you all. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
You
very
can-
much. And
You
hope
can
to see you
contact us
again in
any.
Eco Club.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone.